Thomas, the really useful engine. Thomas was a little blue who lived on the island of. He was a really useful engine who had his very own. He had two coaches, Annie and
Colorado.
Hurry, hurry, they would say to Thomas as he pulled them through the
Countryside.
Thomas had many engine friends. Gordon and Henry were.
Big.
Edward and Percy were.
No.
And James was somewhere.
Between.
Sir
Hat.
was the director of the.
Railway.
He was fond of all the engines, even though they sometimes made
Trouble.
for him. One day there was a thunder rolled and lightning flashed and rain fell heavily all over.
The island.
A fierce wind rocked the boats in the
Harbor.
and knocked down trees in the.
Boy.
The engines sat in their shed at the
Desert.
looking out at the.
Storm.
Henry, the green engine, did not like storms. He closed his eyes and hoped it would end soon. Suddenly, a strong wind blew and a tall tree fell onto the
Distant house.
roof. Crash! Oh dear, said Henry with a shudder. Sir Topham Hatt came once to.
That's the damage.
Luckily, no one was.
Hurt.
This roof must be repaired as soon as possible, Sir Topham announced. He put Gordon the big.
And then and cats.
Gordon was quite pleased. After all, he boasted, I am the biggest, the fastest, and the.
Some good.
Everyone waited for James to return. The roof continued to leak, so the
Jason Master.
invited passengers to use his parlor as a.
Waiting room.
Now everyone waited for James, Henry, and Percy to return. Sir Topham Hatt was busy checking on the.
Railway.
Are all the train lines cleared for?
Trouble.
He asked the.
Jason Master.
Thomas was getting worried. Maybe the engine and other engines were stuck somewhere. When they arrived at the clay pits, they didn't see James, but there was Percy stuck behind
And this tree.
a large tree that had fallen across the tracks. I'm,
Totally low.
cried Percy. Even Gordon wouldn't be able to cross that, Thomas said kindly. His driver called for him
Put down train.
to help clear.
Pushes wheels.
Then Thomas continued on his way. He was still worried about James. When they got to the quarry, who should they spot but James? He was lying in the.
Mud side of the track.
Yes. Oh, James groaned. Those horrible freight cars are nothing but trouble. They pushed me right off the rails. Then they.
Run away.
Boop, boop. Gordon was.
Steering on the bend.
Come along at once. The freight cars stopped laughing when they heard Thomas. We were,
Just having fun.
they said sulkily. There's a job to be done, and you're making,
Everyone wait.
Thomas said. He made the freight cars get in line and pulled them.
Up to the harbor.
Up, up, up. Crumbling bricks were replaced with new ones made out of
Play pit.
clay from the clay pits, and the roof was patched with new pieces of
Slate.
from the.
Curry.
Soon the station house looked as good as new. We must have a grand,
Gonna celebrate.
announced Sir Topham Hatt.
Hip, hip, hooray!
The conductors and engineers hung up banners and bunting. Even the engines looked festive. The station master passed around
Cookies.
tea and cookies in the waiting room. Congratulations to all on a
Sister Mustard.
job well done, said Sir Topham Hatt. 3 cheers for Thomas,
Hip, hip, hooray!
everyone called. Thomas, you truly are a
Really is Edmund. Really is that. Really is that.
really useful and